I'm a business analyst at Absence Software Solutions. Today, I will walk you through our project management application. This system brings together your entire business pipeline from the moment a potential customer shows interest all the way through to project execution. It centralizes lead tracking, budget planning, tendering, and project management, eliminating manual follow ups, scattered spreadsheets, and missed deadlines. Before we begin, it is important to know that all items, services, vendors, and their associated prices are maintained in the master's module. This ensures that whenever we reference a product or service anywhere in this system, whether in a lead, a budget inquiry, or a tender, the information is consistent, accurate, and readily available. As you can see, all the masters are maintained here. Now, moving on. Business cycle begins with a lead, a potential customer who has expressed interest in our work. When a prospect reaches out, we create a new lead record and capture all relevant details. Like now, we create a lead with the lead name, the due date, date of inquiry. We choose a company, its location, estimation value is of your choice. Now we move on. We select a customer or we create a customer here. We select a client location, the person, the product type, whether it is a supply, service, or both of them. I am opting for the supply. Source of inquiry, email, priority as high, and then we move on. Here we upload all the relevant documents here. Then we add the items which are already existing, or if there is no item which is existing in this application, we directly can add an item here where you can see add to master. As of now, I'm opting from the items here of quantity 10. Add items to lead, and now we have created our lead. Once the lead is created, tasks and actions are immediately assigned within the system, ensuring the right person are engaged from the very beginning. For example, as you can see here, we create a task and we assign a user accordingly, and the actions that were made for this lead, to create this lead and to acquire the information, what actions have we performed, or and the assigned users, we can assign it here. Every action is tracked and every assignee is accountable, not falling through the cracks. Once the lead details are confirmed and the initial review is complete, we assess whether the required items or services are available in our masters. We approve our lead. Now we move on to the masters. As you can see, against the item, the status is shown as approved. So previously you've seen the option of add to masters. If the item is newly added to the master, we approve it here. Since this is already approved, we will move further. Since the items are available with defined prices, we proceed directly to the budget inquiry stage. If the items are not available or need to be procured, we first go through the procurement process to source and finalize pricing, and then feed those costs into the budget inquiry. Either way, the lead moves forward to budget inquiry. In the budget inquiry stage, all the items and services requested by the customers are listed and costed. Each list for each line item, the system checks whether a price already exists in the master. If the price exists, it is directly pulled in, as I said before. If not, it is routed through procurement, where vendor quotations are gathered, compared, and the most optimized price is finalized. Here, as you can see, if you have no lead, if you have not created a lead previously, here we can directly create a budget inquiry. Moving further, we review it and then we proceed further. Now that we have created our budget inquiry, now we would go through our procurement management. We create a first purchase inquiry of 30 tons. We add to our list. Now moving further, we select our vendors. I opted for 2 vendors. Now, after this, we move on to our purchase quotation. We select our purchase inquiry and the one of the vendor. We select the currency. As you can see, there is exchange rate and the type of amount, whether it is imported or domestical. The delivery date 30th April. Now we move forward. We select the item. The price will go for 20,000. Inclusive tax, 5% of tax. And now we move further. You can fill up the description, the terms and conditions for these, the payment terms, delivery terms, and then you create quotation 1. Now we add another quotation of the second vendor. We select the same item. $15,000. The tax is exclusive, 5%. Next. Now we have successfully created both the purchase quotations. Now moving on to the last stage is compare quotation. We select a purchase quotation here. As you can see, it gives you the optimized amount, whether what to choose. Now I would allocate the lowest amount. I have allocated it. Now once all the costs are confirmed, they are compiled in the BOQ, bills of quantities. Now we would view this in the items. We go here. Now that we have allocated the optimized price, we will move on to the BOQ, bill of quantities. We tap it here, move to the items. As you can see, we sync the price and you can see the amount reflecting here. BOQ is structured, itemized document listing every item or the service required, along with its quantity, unit rate, and total cost. It gives both the internal team and the customer a clear line-by-line breakdown of what is being offered and at what price. This BOQ becomes the direct foundation of the offer that is generated next. Here, as you can see, the prices are reflecting here, and for our net margins, it is of 10%, and the service margin, if service is required, we margin it here, and then we proceed for approvals. Since this is approved, before we approve, tasks and actions are also assigned here as well. For example, the procurement team is tasked with gathering vendor quotes, and the finance team is assigned to review and approve the cost structure before moving forward. So that concludes the first segment, covering lead creation, task assignment, budget inquiry, and the BOQ. In the next video, we will cover the tender process, a parallel and equal important path in the system, and then walk through offer generation.